This month's chart is overwhelming, Libra. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. It's June 2020. Let's start the animation of the chart. Several planets, as you can see here, including Venus, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, all retrograde, and later in the month Mercury goes retrograde as well, up here. An important position, actually. Great time to communicate your professional needs, and later I'm going to talk about why this month is a brand new month for you as far as your work is concerned. There on the 3rd, the moon is making its way through your finance sector. You may already be thinking of and strategizing ways to increase your income. The moon is getting stronger here between the 3rd and the 6th, and here in the 3rd house of communications, negotiations and contracts, on the 6th of June you see the full moon taking place right opposite your ruler 2, which is retrograde. For you, the retrogression of Venus is a-okay. Don't worry about it. It's a fantastic position here. The only thing I would caution you about is to look after your health, because Venus, as you can see here, has been in close proximity to the sun, and this is called combustion. So planets that are near to the sun burn up a lot of their energy, and we can see here, fortunately the sun has moved away from that. So by around the 9th or 10th, you should start to see a revival of your energies. There may be some issues down here in the lower part of your chart around the 8th to do with your family. A few power plays going on there with the Jupiter-Pluto combination at the bottom. Bit of a down period for a day or two. You may really need to recharge your batteries around the 10th, when the moon transits this 5th house, which is children, by the way, creativity, and Saturn. And that could be a bit of what I call a creative block. Still, the very telling thing here is your friendly Mercury here in the 10th house. Negotiate those contracts. Ask for the extra pay rise. Don't be afraid to tell your boss that you don't want to work with, so on and so forth. If they're giving you a hard time and pissing you off, get rid of them. Mercury gives you the opportunity to negotiate to your advantage. There may be some flack around the 13th and 14th when the moon transits this 6th house of the actual workplace environment. You notice there, Mars, Neptune together. That's a very ineffectual combination. And also it has to do with pharmaceuticals and environmental pollutants that may be affecting your performance. So it might be a good time to revisit that and see how your workplace environment has been impacting your health, your mental well-being, physical well-being. There we see a rather abrupt combination of the moon and Uranus in your 8th house of shared resources, banking, etc. You might suddenly decide to change something, change your bank card, change your credit card, get a lower interest rate. Why not? They make too much money on us anyhow. It's your opportunity there in those few days, 17, 18, 19, to revisit that. This is a lovely combination starting there on the 19th with the moon moving into the conjunction of the retrograde Venus. There we see Mercury retrograde as well around that time. And here the sun will move directly into this 10th house. This is why I said earlier, I would point out why this month was going to be particularly important for your professional activities. The new moon is the reason, along with the retrograde Mercury. So don't be too quick to expect everything to happen yesterday. The retrogression of Mercury, although it's a friendly planet, will still delay some of the opportunities you've got here. I believe this is a chance for you this month, especially with the directionally strong sun in this 10th house here. This is called the ingress of the sun into the sign of Cancer, bringing with it success, bringing with it new opportunities. There we see 25th, 26th, the promise, I say promise, of better income, better social connections. I say promise because when Mercury's retrograde, of course, even if something's in the bag, you may have to wait a while to see that come to fruition. It also is, as I've said to a few of the other star signs today, a period of reflection, a period of revision, a period of going over old ground. And that's not a bad thing, because if you're going to work with these two planets in your 6th house of workplace practices, then you need to be clear on the elements of the terms and the conditions, the elements of the contract and the agreement, and you want to make sure that's 100% correct. While Mercury's retrograde, there is the likelihood that you may put a foot wrong. On the 30th, the last day of the month, we find the moon moving into the second house of income. So it seems like your mind will be pretty much focused here. It's again got to do with this new moon, retrograde Mercury there in your 10th house. All good though. I think you just have to be patient, to wait for your good karma to come through. Notice also towards the latter part of the month, last few days of the month, your ruler Venus in the 9th house of good fortune, moving into its forward direction. All good. Mars in the 7th house, that can be a little contentious with your relationships, but I'm going to leave that till next month, so you come back. I do hope you will. In the meantime, check out your daily, monthly, weekly. I've got the weeklies now. Yearly readings at astrology.com.au. Got lots of free stuff there. The oracles. I'm not free, but I'm happy to sort of respond to a line or two if you want to drop me a line. If you want your personal reading done, I am here. We can do a face-to-face. And of course, you must subscribe. Stay safe. I'll see you next month, Libra. Bye-bye.